Hello and good afternoon kids. Welcome back once again to this short tutorial video for class 7 students under your maths subject. So in today's video what we'll be learning I'll be just simply continuing the few like higher level sums under the same topic, that is multiplication of algebraic expressions. Okay, without further taking much of your time, let's proceed. Okay, in the same exercise, that is exercise 11C, under the multiplication of algebraic expression, question number 4, we need to find the product of two binomials. See, as you can see here, 3a square b plus 4a, it's a binomial, isn't it? It's a binomial, and we got multiplication of 2. We need to find out the product of two binomials. Also, what is the additional part? Additional part in this question is that we need to verify the result for a equals to 2 and b equals to 1. That means finally we need to substitute the values of a and b as well. Okay, so as you know, the multiplication part, isn't it? So the multiplication of binomial and binomial, how it is done. So similarly, as usual, what I have done here is I have split the first binomial into two parts. See, the first part and the second part, and I have written the second binomial 2 times, because that's what we suppose, that is how we supposed to do, isn't it? Multiplication. So after opening up the bracket, and bracket means multiplication. Now we need to multiply the terms, isn't it? So I have just skipped one step as well, isn't it? So see, that is why I said not each and every steps are important. Okay, if you practice well, then you can skip the steps as well. See, I haven't shown here like 3a squared b into ab, that line I have skipped, isn't it? So what I have done here, I have done directly. See, the constants and the constants, 3 into 1, it's 3. A squared into a will give me e to the power 3. Simple. For same variables, exactly same variable, the powers will be added, isn't it? B into b is b squared. Okay, so similar now, again plus into plus is plus. So 3a squared b into a squared will give us 3a to the power 4b, isn't it? So similar with this one as well. And finally, on the last line, what do I got is, I got 4 terms, isn't it? Now for the 4 terms, what do I see here is all the variables, they are different variables. Like, mean the power of the variables are different, means they are not like terms. That means we cannot further proceed, isn't it? We cannot add or subtract. So this one is our answer, isn't it? Now in this question, we need to verify our result with a equals to 2 and b equals to 1 as well. The values of variables are given. So that is why what I have done here is, for a equals to 2 and b equals to 1, I have substituted all the values of the variables. See, for the first line, 3, a cube was given, so in the value of a was 2, so 2 cube into b squared. For b, the value was given as 1, so 1. Okay, plus 3a to the power 4b, so 3 into a, the value of a is given as 2, so 2 to the power 4 into b was given as 1, plus 4a squared b, so 4 into the value of a is, is 2, so 2 is squared into 1. Similarly, plus 4a squared, so plus 4 into 2 squared. Now what do we have here? We got all the constant terms now, isn't it? Now we know that multiplication comes first according to the BODMAS rule. Also we need to open up the bracket first, isn't it? So 2 cube is, as we know, is 8, isn't it? Similar, that's what I've done here. See, on the second term, 2 to the power 4 means 16, third term 2 squared means 4, and the fourth term 2 squared again means 4. Then after multiplication, I got my result as 24, 48, 16 and 16, and finally when I add them up, I got 104 as my answer. Is it okay? I hope you kids have understood. Okay, now for this one and this one, remember one thing. In this one, the question is given as dot. Remember, the dot also means multiplication. Okay, not just the bracket, but a dot sign also represents multiplication. Okay, so what do we have here? See, multiplication of monomial and a binomial. Again, multiplication of monomial and a binomial. Okay, so in this one, what are we supposed to? We got multiplication of 4 terms. Remember, we got multiplication of 4 terms. That too, 2 monomial, 2 binomials. So what are we supposed to do here is, first we need to multiply the first monomial and the second binomial, and see, as soon as I have multiplied the term, I have kept it within the bracket, isn't it? I have used bracket, and the second term as well, this third and fourth term, as soon as I multiplied those terms, I have kept it within the bracket, because all the 4 terms, we need to multiply all the 4 terms in there, isn't it? We need to multiply all the 4 terms in there. So that is why, see, I have placed it within the bracket. Now in the second step, what do I got is, again, multiplication of binomial and a binomial. See, Now simple, as you know, we can split the term, isn't it? So that's what I have done here. I split it the first term, second term, kept it as it is. Now since you know the procedure, isn't it, since you know the basics, so for those who haven't understood still, please go through the basics first, or else it will be hard for you to understand. Okay, so from here onwards, now what happens, again the same thing, the constants will be multiplied with constants, and same variables, the powers will be added. So that is what I have done here. So on this line, what do I see here is these two terms, they are like terms in here, isn't it? Like terms with opposite signs. So we know that opposite signs are subtracted, sign of greater number follows. So that is what has happened. And finally, the last line, what do I see in the last line is all the three terms, they are unlike terms. So therefore we conclude our sum here. Okay, so and question number 6 again. So in question number 6, see what do I have here is, now remember the most important things are the signs as well. Remember, see in this one, what do I have? I got a monomial plus, now again a monomial into binomial, now again plus, again a monomial into binomial. So see, these are the things that we need to take care of. Okay, this plus in here means we need to multiply just this monomial with these two terms. It doesn't mean that we need to multiply these two terms, the first and second term, entire term, with the terms inside the bracket. This plus separates the first term. Remember that. If it was bracket in here, at that time we could have proceed with the multiplication of binomial and a binomial. Okay. So now what happened here in the second term, in the second line, see the first term, as I said, it will remain as it is. So now what happens, the second term we got multiple monomial and a binomial, isn't it? So this term will multiply this. So 7 into 3 is 21. See, x squared into 8, x cubed, y. Now again plus into minus is minus, 7 4 times is 28, x squared, y into y gives you y squared, isn't it? Now again here the same thing will happen here, the monomial and a multiplication monomial and a binomial. So plus into minus, it's minus, 2 3 times is 6, x to the power 3, y, plus into plus is plus, 2 4 times is 8, x, y square, y into y is y square, isn't it? Now what do I see in this line is x to the power 3y, x to the power 3y, x to the power 3y. Now these three terms, they are like terms, isn't it? So as we know, like terms, they can be added or they can be subtracted, isn't it? So that is what I have done here according to the sign. See, first these two terms, same signs, they will be added and the sign will remain same. So it gives us 29 x cubed y, isn't it? Now if you subtract 29 with 6, how much will you get? You get 23, simple, isn't it? So 23 x cubed y. So see, and this term minus 28 x squared y minus 22 plus 8x y squared, so plus 8xy squared. So finally we can conclude here. Why? Because now the three terms, they are unlike terms, isn't it? And unlike terms, they cannot be added or they cannot be subtracted. Okay, so moving on to the next question. What do we have here? In question number 8 is, see, in question number 8 what do we got is, we got multiplication of 4 terms. Now all the 4 terms are given as binomials. See, 2 terms, 2 terms, 2 terms, 2 terms, isn't it? Now for this, what are we supposed to do? As simple, first just multiply 2 terms at a time. Okay, you can multiply the first and the second binomial at a time, third and the fourth binomial at the same time. So that is what I have done here. See, I have split it and I have used a bracket. See, bigger bracket as well, because all the 4 terms, the relation between all the 4 terms is multiplication. Remember that. And the bracket, what does bracket means? Bracket means multiplication, isn't it? So that's why I have used a third bracket and multiplied inside the third bracket. Okay, so okay, now the first binomial, first term, again the procedure remains the same. Second term, see, minus again this one, this came here, the second term, this came here, the second term. Okay, now after opening up all the, after multiplying all the terms, what do I have here? I got x cubed plus x squared minus x minus 1. Now here what do I have is, I got all the 4 terms as unlike terms, but in this case what do I got here is, I got one like term. So what happens is, if you get like term within the bracket, you can operate that, isn't it? Because we know like terms, they can be added or subtracted. Since we are doing multiplication here, so what happens is, if you add or subtract the term first, so your terms will be automatically deducted as well, isn't it? So if you go on multiplying 4 terms and 4 terms, it will be lengthy. It will be easier to multiply 3 terms instead of 4, isn't it? Not easier, it will be quicker to multiply, isn't it? So that is what I have done here. I have just operated the like terms, got my result as minus 2x out here, then proceed with the sum. Okay, now what happens is that, as I've already recommended, that the smaller term, try to place the smaller term at front, it will be easier for you, isn't it? So that is what I have done here. See, now the trinomial at front and the polynomial at the back. Now what we know is we can split the first term and write all the second term 3 times, isn't it? So that's what I have done here. Again the same thing. See, now after that, what happened after that? After that we opened up the bracket. Bracket means multiplication. You know the basics part, isn't it? So the multiplication of the terms. So after multiplying the terms, what do I need to check? I need to check whether we got like terms or not, isn't it? So we had like terms in here, few like terms in here. So what do we need to check now? For like terms, we need to check the sign, whether we need to add or subtract. The sign will tell us, isn't it? Same signs will be added and the sign will remain same. Opposite signs will be subtracted and the sign of greater number will follow, isn't it? So that is what I've done here, and finally got my result as this. Okay, what do I have here? All the terms, unlike terms. So we can conclude here. Okay, and okay, the last sum for today. Okay, for this one, what do I have here is, got to see multiplication of binomial and a trinomial minus binomial and trinomial. Now see, this minus sign also plays a very important role here. It separates the question, no matter, okay, it has separated the question already. What do we have here is we need to multiply these 2 terms, then subtract the multiplication of product of these 2 terms, isn't it? But since it has a minus sign, remember, our negative sign will change the sign of all the other terms, so that is why we need to keep them within the bracket. Okay, so again the same thing happened here, the same procedure. The first term, I split the first term, that is the smaller term, that is a binomial. The second term 2 times, isn't it? Now within the bracket also I have done the same thing. See, the first term, the second term I have rotated in 2 times. I have split it the first term. Then after multiplication, what did I got? I need to check whether we got like terms or not. So I have checked whether I have got like terms or not. So again the same thing happened here. When we got like terms, we can operate the like terms at first. So that is what I have done here. Operated the like terms. Also I have arranging the terms as well, isn't it? So that is the same thing happened within the bracket as well. Now see, now once you have done with all the sorting out arrangement of the terms as well as the once you have finished with the like terms, now you can open up the bracket. See, as I've already told you, the negative sign in here will change everything, isn't it? So that is why the negative sign within the bracket, it has changed the sign for all the terms. See, because bracket means multiplication, that's what we knew, isn't it? And the negative sign is opening up the bracket. That means the negative sign has to multiply all the terms inside the bracket, isn't it? So minus into plus, it's minus 6x cubed. So 11 has got plus within the bracket. See, minus into plus, it became minus. Similarly, minus into minus, it became plus, and plus into minus, it became minus. And finally, what do I have here is these 2 terms, they are same terms with opposite signs, so they can be cancelled directly. Now 23x squared minus 11x squared will give you minus 34x squared. Same signs are added, sign remains same. And here again the same thing, 23x plus 17x will give you plus 40x, isn't it? Minus 4 and minus 9, minus 5 will give you minus 9. Okay, so the correct option for question number 9 is C. The answer was your answer was also given in the optional form. Okay, so it is, and this question is similar to question number 7. So that is why I haven't done question number 7, and I want you to do your question number 7 as your homework. Okay, and the other sums as well. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, stay safe and do your work as well. If you haven't understood any, please let me know. You can comment on the video. Okay, please do let me know. Thank you.